It started as a joke, which is probably why none of us thought to say no. There were 5 of us in total, crammed into Evan's basement while the clock crept toward midnight, the glow from a single floor lamp stretching our shadows long and thin across the walls. Outside, the neighborhood was dead quiet in that unnatural way it gets after midnight, like everything living had agreed to pause at once. Evan sat cross-legged on the carpet, grinning like he always did when he thought he'd found something interesting online. "You guys ever heard of the Midnight Game?" he asked, holding up his phone like it was evidence. Maya groaned immediately. "If this is another one of those fake ritual things..." "It's not fake," Evan cut in, a little too quickly. "I mean, probably not, but that's not even the point. It's not that one. This is different." "Different how?" I asked. He leaned forward, lowering his voice just enough to make it feel intentional. "It's not about summoning something. It's about being hunted by it." That got everyone's attention. Jonah laughed under his breath. "Yeah, okay. That's definitely worse." Evan ignored him and kept going. "The rules are simple. You start at exactly midnight, you turn off all the lights, you light a candle, then you knock on a door 22 times. "Why 22? Maya asked. "No idea," Evan said. "But after the last knock, you open the door and you let it in." There was a pause after that, not a dramatic one, just long enough for the words to settle in the room. "And what exactly is it?" I asked. Evan shrugged. "Doesn't say, just calls it the player." "That doesn't even make sense," Jonah said. "We're the players." Evan smiled. "Exactly." Maya rolled her eyes. "So we knock on a door, pretend to let something imaginary inside, and then what? Sit around in the dark scaring ourselves?" "You have to avoid it," Evan said. "Then for 3 hours." Silence again, but this time it felt different. "How do you avoid something you can't see?" I asked. "You'll know where it is," Evan said quietly. "Apparently you just know." "Convenient," Jonah muttered. "There are rules," Evan continued, scrolling on his phone. "You can't stay in one place for too long. You can't turn on any lights. If your candle goes out, you have 10 seconds to relight it. If you fail..." He stopped. "If you fail what?" Maya pressed. Evan looked up at us, his grin fading just slightly. "It catches you." Jonah let out a laugh, but it sounded forced this time. "And then what? We die? Get possessed? This is so dumb." "Or," Evan said, "we just prove it's fake and move on." That was the turning point, not the rules, not the idea of being hunted, just the challenge buried underneath it. "Prove it's fake." I said. "We're all here already." Maya looked at me like I'd just betrayed her. "You cannot be serious." "It's just a game," I added. "We've done worse." Jonah nodded. "Way worse." Maya hesitated, then sighed. "Fine. But the second this gets stupid, I'm out." Evan's grin came back instantly. "Deal." The preparation was almost disappointingly simple. 1 candle each, a lighter, a small piece of paper with your name written on it. Evan insisted that part mattered, though he couldn't explain why. Something about identification. By the time we finished setting everything up, the clock read 11:58 p.m. 2 minutes, Evan said. No one spoke after that. It's strange how quickly a familiar place can start to feel wrong. I'd been in Evan's basement dozens of times. Movie nights, gaming, just hanging out. But now every corner felt deeper, darker. The shadows didn't sit right. The air felt heavier, like it was pressing in on us. At exactly midnight, Evan stood up. "Everyone ready?" No one answered, but no one stopped him either. He walked to the basement door, the one leading upstairs, and raised his hand. 22 knocks, he said. Then he began. Each knock echoed louder than it should have, sharp and hollow, like the sound was traveling farther than the door itself. By the 10th, I felt my chest tightening. By the 15th, Maya had stopped pretending this was funny. By the 20th, Jonah wasn't smiling anymore. 21, 22, Evan hesitated for just a second. Then he turned the handle and pulled the door open. Nothing was there. Of course nothing was there. He let out a short breath, almost a laugh, and stepped back. "See? Nothing." "Great," Jonah said quickly. "Game over." "Not yet," Evan replied. He stepped aside, leaving the door open behind him. A cold draft slipped into the basement, subtle but unmistakable. "Close it," Maya said immediately. Evan didn't move. "Close it," she repeated, sharper this time. "I think," Evan said slowly. This is the part where we let it in. That's not funny, I said. I'm not joking. The air shifted again, colder now, enough that I could feel it on my arms. Evan, Maya said, seriously? The door slammed shut. Not hard, not violently, just sudden, final. All 5 of us froze. Okay, Jonah said after a second, forcing a laugh that didn't land. That was timing, draft, or something. Evan didn't respond. He was staring at the door. Evan, I said. He turned slowly, his expression different now. Not excited, not amused, focused. Light your candles, he said. Something in his voice made me listen. One by one, the small flames flickered to life, casting weak halos of light around each of us. The basement seemed bigger now, or maybe emptier. Now what? Maya asked. Evan swallowed. Now, we don't let it find us. That's when I felt it. Not a sound, not a movement, just a certainty. It was already inside, and somehow, impossibly, it knew exactly where we were. No one said it out loud, but we all felt it at the same time. That quiet certainty settled in like a weight behind the eyes, like realizing you've been watched for longer than you thought. I turned slowly, scanning the basement, half expecting to see something standing just beyond the reach of the candlelight. There was nothing, just the same old furniture, the same sagging couch, the same shelves lined with games and dusty boxes. And yet none of it felt the same anymore. Okay, Jonas said, his voice low, careful. So, what now? We just walk around or something? Evan shook his head. You can't stay still too long. It said that. How long is too long? Maya asked. I don't know. That's not helpful. I didn't write the rules, Evan snapped, then immediately seemed to regret it. Just keep moving, I guess. That was the first mistake. We stayed together. It felt safer that way, instinctively, like grouping up would somehow make us harder to find. The 5 of us moved slowly through the basement, our candles creating overlapping circles of light that barely pushed back the dark. I kept checking behind us, every few seconds, not because I heard anything, but because the feeling kept getting stronger, like something was adjusting. Closing in, learning. Do you feel that? Maya whispered. Yeah, I said before anyone else could answer. Jonah let out a breath. Feel what? That, she said. Like pressure, like when someone's standing too close behind you. Jonah didn't respond, but he moved closer to us. We circled the room once, then twice. Nothing changed. No sounds, no movement, just that feeling. Maybe this is it, Jonah said finally. Just psychological. We worked ourselves up, and now we're just... His candle flickered. All of us stopped. The flame dipped low, nearly going out before steadying again. Jonah swallowed. Okay, that was weird. Draft, Maya said quickly, though she didn't sound convinced. There are no windows open, I said. No one argued with that. Evan checked his phone. It's only been 6 minutes. 6? Jonah said. Are you serious? It said 3 hours, Evan reminded him. Yeah, I remember, Jonah said. I just didn't think it would feel like this. We started moving again, slower this time, more deliberate. Like if we moved carefully enough, we wouldn't draw attention to ourselves. Halfway through our 3rd loop, I noticed something. The door. It was closed, just like before, but the shadows around it were wrong. Darker than they should have been. Do you see that? I asked quietly. Everyone turned. The door? Maya said. No, around it. For a moment, nothing happened. Then Evan stepped closer. Don't, I said immediately. He paused, glancing back at me. We need to check things, right? No, we need to not be idiots. Jonah let out a short, nervous laugh. Too late for that. Evan hesitated, then took another step anyway. The closer he got, the more the light from his candle seemed to dim, like it was being absorbed instead of spreading. Evan, Maya said, sharper now. I'm just looking. He was about 3 feet from the door when he stopped. What? I asked. He didn't answer. Evan, it's darker, he said slowly. That's what I said. No, he continued, shaking his head slightly. Not like shadows. It's like... It's not there. What's not there? Jonah asked. The space, Evan said. That didn't make sense. It didn't need to, because the moment he said it, the feeling shifted, sharply, like something had just noticed us noticing it. Back up, I said. Evan didn't move. Evan, back up. I think... His candle went out. Instantly. One second it was there, the next it wasn't. "Relight it," Maya snapped. Evan fumbled with his lighter, his hands shaking. "I'm trying." 10 seconds, Jonas said, his voice tight. "Shut up." The lighter sparked once, twice, nothing. "Evan, I know." On the third try, the flame caught. The candle reignited. All of us exhaled at once. "Okay," Jonas said, almost laughing from the adrenaline. "Okay, we're good. Evan stumbled backward. "Did you see that?" he said. "See what?" "There was something," he whispered, "right there." "There's nothing there," Maya said, though she didn't step any closer to confirm it. "I'm serious," Evan insisted. "It was like—" He stopped. "What?" I asked. Slowly he raised his hand and pointed past us. We turned. Nothing. Just the room, but the feeling. It wasn't near the door anymore. It was behind us now. Closer. "Move," I said. We didn't argue this time. We moved faster, crossing to the other side of the basement, putting as much distance between us and that corner as possible. My heart was pounding now, loud enough that it almost drowned everything else out. Almost. Because under it, just barely, I heard something. A soft sound. Not footsteps. Not breathing. Something lighter, like fabric brushing against the floor. "Stop," I whispered. We all froze. "There," I said. No one spoke. We listened. For a second, there was nothing. Then, a shift. Subtle, but real. From the other side of the room. "It's moving," Maya said, her voice barely audible. "No," Jonas said quickly. "No, we're imagining it." The sound came again, closer this time. Not fast, not chasing, just following. "That's not imagination," I said. Evan looked at his phone again, his face pale in the candlelight. "It's been 12 minutes. 12 minutes, Jonah repeated. "We can't do this for 3 hours. Another sound. Closer. We all turned toward it, and for just a second, I thought I saw something. Not a shape, not a figure, just an absence, like a piece of the room had been removed. "Did you?" Maya started. "Yes," I said. Jonah shook his head. No, I didn't see anything." "You don't want to," Evan said quietly. The sound stopped. The feeling didn't. It was right there now, just outside the edge of the light, waiting, and somehow, impossibly, patient. No one suggested splitting up. Not yet. That came later. At that moment, staying together still felt like the only thing keeping this from turning into something worse, even if none of us could explain why. "Okay," Jonas said, forcing steadiness into his voice. "We're overreacting. That's what this is. Sensory stuff, darkness, silence. Our brains are filling in gaps."
"Your brain doesn't make things feel closer," Maya shot back. "It can. Not like this."
Evan wasn't listening to either of them. He kept glancing between the dark edge of the room and his phone, like he was trying to measure something that couldn't be measured. "It's reacting to us," he said. "What does that mean?" I asked. I think it knows where we are, because we're together." "That's a stretch," Jonas said quickly. "It's not anything. There is no it." Right on cue, the sound came again, closer than before, not even across the room anymore. Just beyond us. Jonah went quiet. "Okay," Evan said, swallowing. "Okay, maybe not a stretch." "What are you saying?" Maya asked. Evan hesitated, then said it anyway. "We might have to split up." "No," I said immediately. "Nope," Jonah added. "Absolutely not," Maya said. Evan held up his hands. "Just listen. If it's tracking us as one group, then we're basically a giant target. And splitting up makes us, what? Easier targets?" I said. "Smaller ones. That's not better." "It might be," he insisted. "We don't know the rules beyond what we read. Maybe it can only focus on one person at a time." "That's not in the rules," Maya said. "Neither is whatever the hell this is," Evan snapped, gesturing toward the darkness. That shut everyone up. Because he wasn't wrong. The rules hadn't said anything about the feeling, or the sounds, or the way the room itself seemed to shift when we weren't looking directly at it. Another soft movement. This time, unmistakably behind Jonah. He turned too slowly. By the time he faced it, there was nothing there. But his candle dipped again, the flame bending sharply, as if something had passed right through it. "Okay," he said, voice thin now. "Okay, I'm open to ideas." Maya closed her eyes for a second, thinking. "We don't go far. If we split, we stay within sight. No one goes into another room." There is no other room, Jonas said. You know what I mean. Evan nodded. We spread out just enough. I didn't like it. Every instinct I had was telling me this was a mistake. But staying like this wasn't working either. It was getting closer. We all knew it. Fine, I said, but we keep moving. No one stops. Agreed, Evan said. Agreed, Maya echoed. Jonah hesitated, then nodded. Yeah, okay. We spread out slowly, increasing the distance between us step by careful step. Like moving apart might trigger something if we did it too quickly. The basement suddenly felt much larger, much darker. My candlelight no longer reached them fully. Their faces became shapes, then outlines, then just flickers of light moving independently in the dark. And somehow, that made the feeling worse, because now instead of one presence around us, it felt like it had options. For a few seconds, nothing happened. No sounds, no movement, just 5 separate points of light drifting in the same space. Then mine flickered. I froze, not out, just weaker, like something had passed nearby. Did anyone? I started. Yes, Maya said immediately. Don't move. Too late. I already had. And the moment I shifted my weight, the feeling snapped into place. On me. It was unmistakable, direct, focused, like a spotlight without light. Guys, I said quietly. Don't say it, Jonah muttered. It's on me. No one responded, because what could they say? Move, Evan said finally. Keep moving. I did, slow at first, then faster when the feeling didn't fade. It followed, perfectly. Not rushing, not stumbling, just matching me, step for step. It's still there, I said. Keep going, Maya said. I am. My candle dipped again, the flame stretching sideways, nearly horizontal for a split second, and in that moment, I saw it, closer than before. Not a body, not a face, just a distortion, like heat rising off asphalt, bending the air. But darker, wrong. I stumbled. The flame nearly went out. Careful, Evan snapped. I saw it, I said. Don't look at it, Maya said quickly. That's not helpful. Just don't focus on it. Easy for her to say. She wasn't the one it had chosen. Why did we do this? Jonas said, almost to himself. No one answered, because there wasn't a good answer. The sound came again, right at my back now. Soft, close. I turned. Nothing. But the feeling didn't leave. It never left. Evan, I said, trying to keep my voice steady. How long? A pause, then 21 minutes. It felt like hours. I can't do this for 3 hours, I said. You don't have to, he said quickly. We just have to last. That's the same thing. No, it's not, Maya said. Just don't think about the time. That's literally all I can think about. My candle flickered again, harder this time, and then it went out. Total darkness swallowed me instantly. 10 seconds, Jonas shouted. I know. My hands shook as I fumbled for the lighter. 1 second, 2, 3. It sparked, didn't catch. 4, 5, so come on. 6, 7. The sound was right next to my ear now, not loud, just there. 8. The lighter caught. Flame. 9. I relit the candle. Light flooded back in, and for a fraction of a second, it was directly in front of me, close enough that the distortion filled my vision. Then it was gone. I staggered back, gasping. It's fast, I said. No one argued, because now they could all feel it too. No one spoke for a while after that, not because we didn't have anything to say, but because saying it out loud would have made it real in a way none of us were ready for. It wasn't just near us anymore. It was choosing, and now we knew it could change its mind. Okay, Evan said finally, his voice quieter than it had been all night. Okay, new rule. We don't make the rules, Jonas said. We do now, Evan replied. Because whatever this is, it's not following anything we read. That's comforting, Maya muttered. Evan ignored her. No stopping, no hesitation. If it focuses on you, you move, immediately. And if it doesn't, I asked. He hesitated. Then, you don't let it, he said. That's not an answer. It's the only one I've got. The basement felt tighter now, like the walls had shifted inward without actually moving. Every step felt shorter, every shadow thicker. Our candles didn't push back the dark as much as they used to. They just carved out small spaces inside it, and whatever was out there, it filled the rest. We kept moving, Not in circles anymore, not in any pattern I could recognize, just constant motion, changing direction whenever the feeling got too strong, whenever the air shifted in that subtle, impossible way. Time stopped making sense. Minutes stretched, seconds snapped. At some point, Jonah laughed. It wasn't a normal laugh. It was sharp, uneven. "Do you hear that?" he said. "No," Maya replied immediately. "Don't start that. It's like tapping," he said. Like knocking." My stomach dropped. "Don't," I said. But once he said it, I heard it too. Faint, distant, a soft, hollow knock, then another and another, not from the door upstairs, from somewhere inside the basement. "That's not part of it," Maya said, her voice tight. "It wasn't part of anything," Evan said. The knocking continued, slow, deliberate, moving. "Where is that coming from?" Jonah whispered. No one answered, because it didn't stay in one place long enough to answer. It shifted from one wall to another, from behind us to beside us. Then, right between us, all five of us stopped at the same time. The sound stopped too. Silence rushed in, thick and immediate, and then all our candles flickered, together. Not randomly, not from a draft, in sync, once, twice, 3 times. "Don't let them go out," Evan said, barely audible. "I'm trying," Maya whispered. The flames steadied, for a second. Then Jonah's went out. "No!" Before he could react, something moved. Fast, not toward him, through him. His body jerked, like he'd been hit with something invisible. "Relight it!" I shouted. He didn't move. "Jonah! He started, his voice wrong somehow. "I can't move!" Maya screamed, but he wasn't looking at us anymore. He was staring past us, at something we couldn't see, his hand slowly raised, the lighter dangling uselessly from his fingers. "It's right here," he said. And then he smiled, not like Jonah, not even close, cold, empty, wrong. His candle rolled out of his hand, still unlit. "Light it!" Evan yelled. "I don't think it matters," Jonah said softly. The knocking started again, louder now, closer, inside my head. "Jonah, stop," I said. He tilted his head slightly, like he was listening to something we couldn't hear. "It says we played wrong," he said. "Who says?" Maya asked, her voice breaking. Jonah's smile widened. "The other players." Something shifted behind him, not subtle this time, not hidden. The distortion thickened, folding in on itself until it almost resembled a shape. Almost. "Run," Evan said. No one argued. We moved, fast, faster than before, scattering without thinking, without planning, just trying to put distance between ourselves and whatever Jonah had become part of. Because that's what it felt like. Not taken, not attacked, included. The basement blurred around me as I moved, my candlelight bouncing wildly, shadows snapping and stretching in impossible ways. The knocking followed, everywhere, nowhere. I risked a glance back. Jonah was still standing there, but he wasn't alone anymore. The space around him wasn't empty. I turned forward again, my chest tight, breath coming too fast. "How long?" I shouted. "I don't know," Evan yelled back from somewhere in the dark. That wasn't the answer I needed. My candle flickered again, hard, violent, and then went out. Darkness swallowed everything. I didn't even try the lighter right away, because this time I could feel it, closer than ever before. Not following, not circling, waiting, right in front of me. I struck the lighter, once, twice. On the third try, it caught. The flame rose. I brought it to the candle, and froze, because something was already there. Not a face, not a body, just that same warped absence, but closer than it had ever been. Close enough that the light bent around it. Close enough that I understood something I hadn't before. It wasn't chasing us, it was hurting us, guiding us, towards something. The candle slipped from my fingers, the flame catching just as it hit the floor. Behind me, the knocking stopped. Completely. And in that silence, a new sound replaced it. Breathing. Not mine, not human, slow, patient, right at my ear. "Found you." Everything went dark.